Air conditioning has become one of the most frequently discussed topics among international buyers looking at Paris property. This summer, Paris has experienced an extraordinary heat wave. Temperatures climbed above 40 degrees Celsius, that's 104 Fahrenheit, on 2 consecutive days, making the question of how to keep a Paris apartment cool more relevant than ever. And yet, we know that air conditioning is still rare in residential buildings across the city. You can buy a multi-million euro apartment in Paris and still find that it has no air conditioning. And even if you're ready to install it yourself, it may not be that simple. The building, the co-ownership, and sometimes even the city of Paris may all have a say. What should you check before buying? Is it actually possible to install it afterwards? And should the absence of AC stop you from buying an otherwise wonderful apartment? Hi, I'm Kerstin Bachmann from 56 Paris Real Estate. For more than 15 years, I've been helping international buyers find and purchase in Paris. And these are exactly the questions I hear every summer. In this video, I will explain what you really need to know before buying a Paris apartment. We've also written a much more detailed article on the subject, which you'll find linked in the description below. And if you're currently planning to buy in Paris, stay until the end of the video. I'll tell you how to receive our free 56 Paris buying guide, packed with practical advice for international buyers. Why do even very expensive apartments in Paris often have no air conditioning? Because the value of an apartment and the technical possibilities of its building are two completely different things. Most of the residential buildings that make Paris so beautiful today were built long before domestic air conditioning existed. During Baron Haussmann's transformation of Paris in the 19th century, apartments were designed to stay comfortable naturally. Thick limestone walls slowed down the heat. Exterior shutters protected the windows from direct sun. High ceilings allowed warm air to rise, and apartments with windows on both sides of the building benefited from natural cross-ventilation. Quite simply, Paris didn't need air conditioning. The buildings have remained largely the same. The climate hasn't. Summers are becoming longer, hotter, and more intense. In 2026, Paris experienced several consecutive days approaching 42 degrees, or about 108 degrees Fahrenheit. Schools closed because classrooms became too hot, and even the Canal Saint-Martin was exceptionally opened for public swimming to help residents cool off. Air conditioning has gone from being luxury to becoming a genuine question of comfort. Why can't I simply install it? Because when you buy in Paris, you're not just buying an apartment, you're buying into a building. A traditional air conditioning system usually requires an outdoor condenser. As soon as that affects the facade, the courtyard, the roof, or another shared part of the building, the decision is no longer yours alone. Depending on the property, the installation may require also the approval from the co-ownership. If the building is protected, which many are in central Paris, France's national heritage architects responsible for protecting historic buildings and neighborhoods may also have to approve the project. That's why we always tell our buying clients, don't expect a Paris apartment to come with air conditioning. Instead, let's check whether it can be installed afterwards. What are your options? Fortunately, no air conditioning today doesn't necessarily mean no cooling tomorrow. A classic split system with an outdoor compressor remains the gold standard in terms of performance, but in Paris, it is also the hardest solution to obtain approval for. Today, one of the most interesting alternatives is water-cooled air conditioning. These systems don't require a visible outdoor compressor and can often be integrated much more discreetly into a Paris apartment. When properly designed and installed, they can offer an excellent balance between comfort, aesthetics, and respect for the building. Portable air conditioners are another option. They're quick, relatively inexpensive, and require no authorization. The downside is that they're usually noisier, less efficient, and often require a hose hanging out of an open window, which is hardly ideal. Every apartment is different. Every building is different, which is why we evaluate the possibilities on a case-by-case basis for our clients. Is Paris adapting? Absolutely. The conversation is evolving rapidly. While individual air conditioners remain one solution, the City of Paris and the Agence Parisienne du Climat, the city's independent climate and energy advisory organization, are increasingly looking at cooling entire buildings rather than individual apartments. That includes collective heat pumps, shallow geothermal energy, and expanding Paris's remarkable underground district cooling network, which already supplies chilled water to many major buildings across the city. The objective is to find solutions that are environmentally responsible, visually discreet, and compatible with Paris's extraordinary architectural heritage. If you'd like to know more about these technologies, we've covered them in much greater detail in our accompanying article. You'll find the link below. Should the absence of air conditioning stop you from buying an apartment? Usually, no. If you make air conditioning a non-negotiable requirement for the outset, you may eliminate some truly exceptional Paris apartments. Instead, ask a different question. Can this apartment realistically be cooled in the future? In many cases, I can already give my clients a good first indication during the viewing. I look at things like the orientation of the apartment, whether it's on the top floor beneath the zinc roof, the ceiling height, the possibility of cross-ventilation, the configuration of the building, and whether there appears to be a realistic route for installing a cooling system. But there are also situations where the answer isn't immediately obvious. That's when the advantage of working with an experienced local team really comes into play. Over the years, we've built a network of trusted English-speaking architects, contractors, and air conditioning specialists who can assess a property's technical feasibility, explain the different solutions, evaluate the cost constraints and level of risk before you commit to buying. Sometimes they'll confirm that installing air conditioning should be relatively straightforward. Sometimes they'll suggest an alternative solution that works even better. And occasionally, they'll just tell us that it simply isn't realistic, which is just as valuable to know before you become the owner. For us, that's what buyer representation is really about. Not simply helping you find the right apartment, but helping you understand what you're buying and avoiding unpleasant surprises afterwards. If you'd like to learn more, we've written a detailed companion article covering everything we've discussed today, including the different cooling technologies currently being explored across Paris. You'll find the link in the description below. And if you're considering buying property in Paris, simply leave a comment, buying guide, or send us a message. We'll be delighted to send you our free 56 Paris buying guide, where we explain many of the questions international buyers should ask before purchasing. If you found this video useful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments. Would air conditioning be a must-have for you in a Paris apartment? Or would you happily trade it for beautiful period architecture? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.